Hey friend, welcome to the Halfway to Dead podcast. I'm your host, Jen Lovell. Listen, you and I have reached that age where we are done with the bullshit. We know that midlife is our chance to flip the script and experience life on our own terms. It's time to reconnect with our higher selves and reclaim our inner peace. Are you ready with an open heart and an open mind? Awesome, you're in the right place. Hop in and ride shotgun with me on this midlife spiritual journey. Hey guys, welcome back. I'm excited you're here. Today I interviewed Tamar Hurwitz-Fleming. Tamar is a birthday aficionado who is dedicated to helping us harness the transformational power of our birthdays so we can experience more joy, meaning, and fulfillment in our lives. Growing up, Tamar had a string of happy, sad, and terrible birthdays until she realized that having a fulfilling birthday was entirely up to her. In her new book, How to Have a Happy Birthday, Tamar explores why birthdays matter and why they can be hard for many of us, and what we can do to fully put ourselves in the center of our day. Tamar is also an artist, astrologer, and award-winning environmental educator. She and her husband Drew live in San Francisco, and she's also a big fan of the tiny dogs, one of which was in her lap for the whole interview. So today we dive into birthdays. And I know you're wondering, what does birthdays have to do with our spiritual journey, Jen? Let me tell you, I didn't really understand it either till I read her book and did this whole interview. Tamar jumps in and explains to us how our birthday is this beautifully, energetically charged day of the year that we should totally be celebrating with beautiful rituals and all the things that we want to do. And that's key to this. It's not what our friends, what our family, what the world says we should be doing. It's not what we saw on social media that people are doing. What do we want to do? How do we focus on that? How do we reframe if we have a negative feeling about our birthday? All the things. We get into it. We talk about her workbook and how one of the questions really triggered me to reevaluate some things from my childhood birthdays and some connections that may have happened. So listen for that. But yeah, I hope that you guys get something really great out of this. I hope you're able to reframe your birthday after this. And I hope you're able to see how having an amazing birthday and even making that birthday wish is a gift from the universe and a powerful act of magic that we should all be doing, not only for our birthday, but allowing that effect to ripple out throughout the year for us. So let's jump in. I can't wait to share with you all of Tamar's insights. She's got a really beautiful spirit, and I hope that you get something amazing out of this episode. I know I did. Hey, Tamar, thanks for being here with us today.
Thanks, Jen. It's my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, I'm excited. We're talking birthdays today. But before we jump into the logistics of this birthday thing, I want to learn a little bit about Tamar and her journey, how she's gotten where she is today. You're an astrologer, and I just told everybody, your whole bio. But what got you to where are you at spiritually right now?
Oh, wow.
Are you a little woo-woo? Are you not?
What a big question. I was actually more woo-woo. I was more woo-woo in my 20s. I mean, I'd had an awakening when I was 20 that really just literally changed my life in terms of what I saw and what I understood. And I was agnostic prior to that, and then realized, oh, no. There's a creator and it's love.
Yep.
And so I was much more porous and open to that as a younger woman. And as I got older, it was really a process of how human can I get? Part of becoming spiritualized was actually realizing that, no, actually being a human is the most spiritual thing we can be. Let's be human. And that means embracing all of our humanity. And so at this point in my life, I'm 59 and a half. I'll be 60 in January, a milestone. I'm really starting my spirituality is taking the form of, how can I manifest this physical life I have to the fullest with the time I have left? And that's where things like birthdays really come into play. I mean, turning 60 is a big milestone. It's not, I'm no longer in my middle ages when I turn 60. It's the beginning of my senior years, right? Retirement, Social Security, Medicare, all that stuff.
Yeah.
There's no judgment to it. It's just sort of how it lays out. And then when I think about the decade ahead, I understand that assuming I get a decade ahead, there's no guarantee ever of anything, right? What do I want to do with this time, this incarnation, this life that I'm living? And so that's the pressure I'm starting to feel. And to me, it actually is spiritual, because when I'm no longer in a physical body, and I truly am in my spirit form, I won't be able to do the things I'm doing here as Tamar. So that's what's going on for me.
Frame this older age thing really as an opportunity. You still have time left to do all the things.
Exactly.
That you can only do in this body.
That's right. And in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Right?
And in this lifetime.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, being an astrologer and being spiritual, can you explain a little bit of why our birthday is such an energetically charged day and how manifesting and everything else, why spiritually this is a very important day for us, our birthday?
Well, let's think about it, right? So if we are spiritual beings having a human experience, then the day we are born is the day that we say farewell to our spiritual home for the time being. It's like going to summer camp. We're waving goodbye. And then we're coming onto the physical plane. We're literally incarnating into our physical form. That's a big deal. That's a big deal, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing more, aside from our death day, there's nothing more spiritual than your birthday. Right? I mean, think of how magical and transformative that whole process is. And so our birthday holds a lot of potential for spiritual alignment if we so choose to tap into that. And when my birthday rolls around, I feel more radiant than any other day of the year because I am tuning into my spirit and to my source. It's like a perfect alignment. You know, Stonehenge, the sun shines through just right? It's like our birthday. We're in a total alignment with our spiritual source. And it's a beautiful opportunity to expand and to deepen into that spiritual nature of ours and to go have fun, have a great day, but to also tune into the big questions. Why was I born? What's my purpose? Am I fulfilling my potential? Am I living the life I want to be living? Am I feeling fulfilled? These are all the kinds of questions that can come up for us on our birthday. And depending on the answer, we're either going to feel great, keep going, or like, I've got some changes I really want to implement, because time is marching on whether we like it or not. And that's what age represents to us. And age changes us. I am not the same person I was at 59 than I was at 29. I mean, just by being older. Thank God, right? Totally. I say that all the time.
Oh, Lord, that's a good thing.
Right?
So energetically though, is there a way everything's aligning on our birthday? Like, are we really right back to kind of where we started?
We're not back to where we started, but we are in alignment. The sun, astrologically speaking, the sun is directly where it was the day you were born. It's there again on your birthday. There's a solar alignment that's just perfect.
There is an alignment. Yeah.
There is an alignment. Yeah. It's your solar return. Every year you have a solar return. Takes a year for the sun to go around the zodiac, right? So for me on January 9th, the sun is in the exact same place it was on January 9th, the day I was born. So there is an energetic alignment just on that level. But also, and it depends how open we want to be to it. This birthday gives us it's like a portal, and magical stuff can happen. I've had magical stuff happen on my birthday that didn't happen in any other day of the year. I was open to it. I allowed it to happen, and I couldn't predict it. But when it came, I acknowledged that it was birthday magic. And I celebrated it. And I was like grateful for the joy that birthday magic can bring through. And I'm talking simple stuff. I'm not talking, the sea parting, but 2 examples. I was on my birthday and my cousin had died. He was one of my best friends. He died at 68 and I was with him the last 2 weeks of his life and with him when he transitioned. And he died January 5th and 4 days later it was my birthday. And I was driving to the beach and it was a hard birthday. I was in grief. And I turned on the radio and a song came on that I hadn't heard in years, but that pierced my heart so deeply that I had to pull over and just start weeping. And the sobs were so healing because they were filled with the grief of my dearly departed cousin. And that happened on my birthday. And there was no question that was a birthday miracle for me. It was a random song. I hadn't heard it in years. And there it was. A year later was my birthday again. And once again, I was driving to the beach. I guess I like going to the beach on my birthday.
Yeah.
And I turned on the radio and once again, the song came on a year later, the exact same song. I hadn't heard it all year. Once again, I had to pull over by the side of the road and start sobbing. And that's when I understood, okay, the first one, it wasn't just the first time it happened, I recognized it. But the second time it happened, I understood that there was really something going on there.
Yeah. Like the universe sent that to you.
The universe was giving to me. I always like to say God likes to play DJ, especially on your birthday.
No, that's true. No, I've had songs come out of nowhere.
Yeah. And when it's your birthday, you're extra sensitive. And, the universe knows what you need, right? And so if you're open to it and it comes, it might come anyway. And if you're not open to it, there it is, but you're skeptical or you're pushing it aside. And it's coincidence.
No, but if you're open to it,
boy, that's the magic. And when you're open to magic, it's transformative. It's healing, right? And it's also gives you more faith. It gives you more faith.
Yeah. I love this part in your book. So can I read this little tiny little
I
quote
love it.
from in your book? Okay. Because it helped me honestly reframe some things. I'll tell you after. Okay. So it says, when you took your first breath, your spirit fully entered your newborn body and marked the beginning of your current life. As such, the moment of our birth, when our souls take physical form, is the ultimate marriage vow. It's spirit and body hand in hand till death do we part. So what I liked about that is it focuses on that almost sacred little union between spirit and body, between yourself. And for some of us who struggle with the connection of our birthday to our parent tie, right? I think it helps reframe it that it's a day of beauty beyond just a parent-child connection on your birthday, but your own connection with yourself, with your higher power, staying connected with your soul, with the whole team that brought you into this life, not just your physical parents. So for me, and for those of you out there that have been maybe struggling a little bit on birthdays because of the connection with your childhood, with a parent, with a sibling, whatever you have going on, I think that helps reframe it.
I love that.
When I can make it all about me again, really, not being narcissistic or whatever, but make it the day about me.
Yeah.
Right. And the connection I made with myself at that exact moment, at that exact day, I decided I'm doing this and here I am.
Yeah. And it is a sacred vow. Yeah. And I realized that a long time ago, that it is the true till death do we part. That is the true marriage. That is the true marriage. Soul and body. Till death do we part. It is the ultimate marriage vow. And I think you're right. It helps us reframe our physical experience as a soul journey that is uniquely our own. And yes, our parents had the contract to bring us in. God bless them for that. And then whatever the relationship is beyond that is also part of our human journey, right or wrong, hard or easy, whatever. We're not going to judge it. We're just going to call it out and acknowledge it. But the true journey is within ourselves. It's your relationship with you.
And it helps release some of those expectations we have for our birthday about other people doing things for us.
Exactly. I've been starting to say, because it's become very clear to me, we are not meant to outsource our birthday joy. It's not up for others to do it for us. It's really up to us to take charge of what we want to do on our birthday and make it happen. Plan for it as if it's a major holiday, because it is. Start thinking about it at least a month in advance and do what you want to do.
Okay, so you talk in the book a little bit about this upper limits problem.
Yeah.
The old upper limits problem. Explain what that is to everybody.
The upper limits problem is something I learned about when I read a book called Conscious Loving by Gay and Kathleen Hendricks. And it was this really brilliant concept that just got through to me the moment I read it. And it's this idea that there's only so much positive energy we can handle as human beings. And we go past wherever we are. We all have a ceiling to how much positive energy we can handle. And whenever we go past our own personal ceiling of how much good energy we can handle, we get uncomfortable. It's too good, right? It feels too good.
We don't believe it.
We don't. So we want to bring it down. And so what can happen is that if we are in a situation where it's starting to feel really, really good and we get nervous, we find a way to bring the energy down subconsciously. Like, let's say we're just starting to date somebody and it's going really well and we're spending a lot of time with them. Yeah. And it's just so great, but how can this be real? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. So rather than having the other shoe drop, which is what I'm expecting because I can't handle all this positive energy, I'm going to make the other shoe drop subconsciously. I'm going to pick a fight. I might get sick. Something might happen. Okay, there it is. See, it's not really that good. So it's the same thing with our birthdays. Our birthdays really allow us to expand into a positive state of being. And it helps us push up against our upper limit. And the folks that came up with this concept, they say that they believe that the job of human evolution is to raise the ceiling of how much good energy we can handle naturally without the use of drugs or alcohol, but to expand into how much good energy we can actually handle. And birthdays give us one day a year to practice doing that. How much good energy can I handle today? It's my birthday, so let me open up to it. And when it starts to feel good, go, stay with it. Don't wait for the other shoe to drop. Does that explain it?
Yeah, it does. Because it does sound silly to say we can't handle higher vibes or a lot of happiness.
Yeah.
Because if you're listening, you're like, oh, I could definitely handle more happiness in my life, right? That's what we think. But then we start to get it. And because we've been so like trained and indoctrinated in these patterns, it feels very uncomfortable.
It really
sometimes
can.
to be too happy.
It's true. I've noticed it. I've noticed it within myself. Like, even with my husband, I'm having a great afternoon where it's just a lot of fun. And then I might say something stupid. Like, why did you just say that? Like, that just kind of brought the energy back down. And it's really subtle stuff. It's not like I criticized him or I said something mean, because that's not who I am as a person or a partner, but just a little something that just, even if it's talking about some external event that brings the energy down, right?
Because we almost self-sabotage ourselves a bit.
Yeah.
Like, this is too good of a day. I'm going to make some stupid comment and really throw a wrench in it.
Yeah. And it's subconscious. It really is. But so getting conscious about that is step number one. And then using our birthdays as an opportunity to practice raising our happiness capacity, right? For good energy, for good feeling. And by the way, in the dating, they talked about dating and that what you need to do, let's say you're dating and you're in a new relationship and it's really great. Take some space. Don't just go on a 3-day date. Take some space and integrate the good energy. And that's why I like to say the day after the birthday is a day for integrating the good energy that you experienced. Let it percolate down, let it settle, absorb it.
Sit in it for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's part of how we expand and raise our ceiling is we integrate the good energy that happened.
Okay. So before we get into what we should and shouldn't be doing on our birthdays, tell me this, because you outline different ways that people sabotage their birthdays in the book. Okay. We all do all kinds of stuff. So do you think it has to do with accepting our aging bodies, that our time on earth is short? There's more time behind us than ahead of us. This is all coming to us now, whether you're middle age or heading beyond your middle age, these things hit us. Do you think that's part of the big reason at this age that we start to, don't worry about my birthdays anymore, you guys. I'm stopping here. That's what we say to our friends and family.
Yeah.
Does it have a lot to do with that?
Yes. I think you're hitting the nail on the head for one of the reasons some of us don't like celebrating our birthdays is that they're marking time. They're making us admit that we are a year older. That extra candle on the birthday cake signifies something. And our culture, our current Western culture, vilifies aging. Aging is a 4-letter word, especially as women, right? We become, according to society's belief systems that we buy into, even as women, we become less powerful. We become less attractive, less desirable. We become invisible. No, and I hear all of that. And I've been, thinking about ageism since I was in my 30s. And I start to question, like, wait a minute, who gets to define my worth? Because I'm older. Nobody gets to define my worth. I define my worth. Society does not get to define my worth. Nobody does, right? That's my job.
Because the whole world wants us to take out a second mortgage so that we can go buy and do all the things to look and pretend we're younger.
Oh, yeah. I'm so not into that.
Okay, no, we got to stop all that.
No, it's a choice. Listen, we all have a choice how we want to age, and God bless all of us for whatever choices we make. However, what I don't like is when we feel pressure and peer pressure and social media pressure to do things to ourselves, to take out that second mortgage because we feel ashamed by our wrinkles and our gray hair and our sagging skin. I'm getting all of that. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm just noticing it happen. I'm acknowledging that I am losing the younger version of myself that I became very familiar with in the mirror all these decades. She's leaving. Somebody else is showing up. And the rate at which that new person is showing up is increasing the older I get.
Yep.
And I don't know what the older version of me is going to look like. So as she starts to show up, I have to be flexible enough in my self-image to accept her and welcome her and be gracious with her and not judge her, not criticize her, not try and figure out what I can do to change her. That's not my choice. I'm actually really curious what I'm going to look like as an old lady. I hope I make it to be an old lady. Yeah. I know what I looked like as a young woman. What am I going to look like as an old woman? How interesting is that? And so my choice, do what you want. Even if you want to do everything and put yourself into debt to do it, do what you want. But I'm suggesting you do it out of love, not fear. Right?
Yes.
When we do it out of fear, that's what I'm hoping people wake up from.
When you're trying to please others instead of yourself.
Or keep up with some image like I will become invisible if I don't do this. And I want to say something about invisibility as older women, because I hear this a lot. We're actually not invisible. We are visible to our peer group. We've always been visible to our peer group. It's just that when we're no longer in our 20s and the 20-year-olds aren't looking at us, we feel invisible because we're used to being looked at by the 20-year-olds because we were in our 20s and they were looking at us. I notice my peer group. They are not invisible to me. As we age together, we stay together.
Yeah.
And so this whole notion of invisibility, it's like invisible to whom?
Right. Yeah. Once you have your tribe, do we need to be visible to the 20-year-olds? I don't think so.
I'm not, that's not my motivation. I'm not interested. I mean, God bless the 20-year-olds. I'm not interested in them. They don't grab my interest. I mean, I'm looking at people my age and older that interest me.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
And I find that we're more interesting as we get older.
Yeah. And I do want to say something more about aging. You know, aging is a privilege. We all know people that didn't make it to our age. Mm-hmm. And imagine if they did make it to our age and they had gray hair and wrinkles. Would we judge them? Would we think like, oh, something's wrong with them? They're looking like, they're looking old. I just want to really open up and sort of air out this fear of aging, visually speaking. To me, aging well means being healthy in your body. It means being radiant, groom yourself, keep your style. Don't just go to hell when you get older and think, oh, okay, this is me aging positively. Yeah. Own yourself. But I'm suggesting what you said, going into debt to do all this stuff to your body so that you can have the appearance of being younger. You can do that if you want, and God bless you, but let's acknowledge where those choices are coming from and ask ourselves if we really want to go there or not. Personally, I don't. And I actually want to be a role model for aging in my choice, my way. I'd like to be a positive role model for younger women to show that it's possible to do it a different way.
Well, you look fabulous. So you're already doing that.
It's the mascara. It's the makeup.
It's more than the mascara. Okay. Like you're exuding a beautiful energy, which is part of this too, right? It's not just about our look. It's about our aura.
It's about our energy
we bring to a room.
Our own inner radiance.
That's what we can give to the younger generations.
Yeah.
A higher vibe, better energy when they're around us. Like who cares if they think we're looking old? Yeah. We don't care.
Well, and actually, I look forward to looking old. I want to be a wrinkled old lady for my grandnieces. I want them to see I don't have children. I want my grandnieces to see Aunt Tamar looking like an old lady, just like I saw my aunts look like old ladies. I revere those women that were part of my childhood. I want to be that for them because otherwise they're never going to see old ladies.
Yeah. I feel middle of the road about my birthday. I'll put it there. So I don't go overboard and do heavy celebrations of planning. I might now that I've been reading your book, but I also don't hide it, embarrassed. Oh, don't celebrate my birthday. It's awful. I'm another year older because I always feel like I only have two choices. I celebrate that I lived another year and that I hopefully have another one coming, or I die. I mean, like those are my two choices. To not have a birthday, you have to be dead. And so that doesn't feel like the right choice.
That's right.
For me, I'm like, okay, no, there's really nothing wrong with a birthday. Okay, this is how I think about it. But I know a lot of people out there are struggling with it. What are some things you see people doing? They're not planning anything. Like we said, they're keeping it a secret from everyone. Yeah. They're trying to pretend it doesn't exist. They're doing all these things, which essentially, do they think, obviously you think this is it's harmful. Do you think it's harmful?
Well, I feel like what's harmful is not allowing yourself to receive your birthright, the energy, the positive energy that's there just by being born. We all are born miracles. We are all miracles. Every single one of us is a miracle. Even if we're rascals, right? Doing bad stuff, we're still miracles, right?
Absolutely.
We just are. We are miracles. And so honoring our birthday is a way to honor ourselves. And by not celebrating our birthday, we're harming ourselves only in that we're not available to receive the radiance and the spiritual richness of the day that is there for us if we open up to it. It's like spirit can knock on the door, but if we don't open it, we're not benefiting from it. And our birthday, boy, everything's in alignment on our birthday, and you just have to open up and receive it, and it's there for us. But we have to participate. We have to co-create with spirit to welcome the good energy of the day. And it is healing. It is transformational. I have experienced it repeatedly. I've also worked with enough people now that have said, I finally realized that my birthday is important. Thank you. It took about 2 or 3 birthdays for them to kind of get like, oh, okay, I'm getting this thing. It's a thing. It's just one day a year. And it is the day. I'm not talking the weekend before. The weekend, it is the day of your birthday where the alignment happens. So we are doing ourselves a disservice when we don't allow ourselves to open up to the specialness of the day. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, perfect. So I want to talk about, before we talk about other things we should be doing, I know you guys are all listening, wondering what should we be doing on our birthdays. But let's talk about, because sometimes I think it's important to address what we should not be doing on our birthdays as it is when we're deciding what we're going to do. Yeah. So Tamar, what things should we not be doing on our birthdays?
Well, I like to think, and I do say our birthday is a major holiday because it is. So I always encourage people to take the day off work or your normal responsibilities. So one thing I suggest we don't do on our birthday is go to work and treat it like any normal day. Unless work is a source of true joy for you. And that's where all your friends are.
You have a bunch of super fun coworkers. You may want to go enjoy part of your day at work.
You may, especially if you don't have a vibrant social life outside of work, which is true for some people.
Yes,
so,
it is.
What I'm suggesting are, do what you want to do. But I have found that taking the day off work is amazing. It gives you the opportunity to have a wide open day to do what you want to do. And also taking the day off work already signifies that it's something sacred, right? We get the day off for Thanksgiving. We get the day off for Christmas, right? Take the day off for your birthday. So that's one thing is don't treat it like any other day. Don't have doctor appointments, right? I mean, don't do business as usual.
This is your day to catch up. This isn't your day to catch up.
This is not a day to write your bills. No, this is not a day to do any of that. Although I did speak with a friend recently who after reading my book wasn't into her birthdays at all. And then she was. And for her, what she really wanted to do was clean the house. That's what she wanted to do. And she did. And she felt so much joy. So do what you want to do, even if it is vacuuming, right? The whole point is do what brings you joy, but that's for you to decide. Don't sabotage the joy.
For me would be the day or two before.
Yeah.
So that I can enjoy my birthday better.
That's a good idea.
Because if everything was a mess, it wouldn't be a great day for me. But prep work.
Exactly. And just like you prep for Thanksgiving, prep for your birthday. You don't wake up on Thanksgiving Day and say, okay, what's for dinner and who's coming over? You plan, right? You plan. Mm-hmm. So it's the same thing for your birthday. I say plan at least 4 to 6 weeks in advance. Think about what you want to do and then make it happen. And make it happen so that you can succeed. One of the things I talk about in my book about ways to sabotage you mentioned is not planning. So let's say I wake up, it's my birthday, and then I say, hey, I want to go have drinks with friends. And I call, hey, it's my birthday today. Can you come out? Sorry, I can't. Nope, can't. Nope. We've just sabotaged our birthday joy because we didn't allow our friends to plan to celebrate us, right? Yeah. So planning isn't just what I want to do. It's making sure that the people I want to do it with are able to join me.
Yeah, are available. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing that I say avoid doing, birthdays can make us emotional. A lot of us, especially when we don't like our birthday, we start to feel the birthday blues creep in. We start to feel anxiety. Yeah. It's like there's something happening. It's like a big wave of energy is coming our way. It's our birthday. And we feel it coming and we're either going to surf it or it's going to topple us, depending on our approach. And that's our choice of how we handle it. But sometimes as our birthday is approaching, we pick fights actually to bring our energy down. We might do tit for tat with our partners or our friends or people close to us. Well, maybe we're doing a little bit more tatting, somehow before our birthday and then suddenly we're in a fight and see, my birthdays are never good. Well, what happened? You just picked a fight subconsciously to bring your energy down, your upper limits. You brought it down so that when your birthday comes, you're still smarting from that fight you got in yesterday. I don't really want to receive your birthday greetings right now. I'm still smarting from this fight we got into.
Self-sabotage thing again.
Self-sabotage. It's subconscious.
Because I will tell you, when you said that, it brought to mind, my husband and I somehow will argue on every holiday and birthday.
Isn't that amazing?
Weird. You start to think about it and you're like, that's true. And I always just assume it's the stress of the day. It's the stress of everything going on or whatever. But you're right. So how do we avoid that?
Well, becoming aware of it.
Okay.
Well, just become aware that that's a dynamic. Become aware that, here comes the fight again. I can predict it now. So I'm going to make a choice. I'm conscious. Okay, you just said something that triggered me. I'm not going to ask you why you said it. I'm not going to engage. I'm not going to get you back. I'm just going to say, honey, and maybe even talk about it months before the holiday or the birthday. Honey, can I say something? I just had a podcast guest and we talked about this dynamic and I want to talk about it in the relationship. Can we make an agreement to try not to argue on these holidays and birthdays? Can we make an agreement to help each other have a happier experience? And hopefully your husband will say yes. And so that hopefully, right? I mean, it's a conversation. It's not a command, right?
No one really wants to argue, right?
No. And so
basically, how do we get past
How do you get well, as soon as that trigger happens, hopefully you're already aware, okay, let's be mindful. As soon as it happens, honey, this is, a little quick timeout. Can we save this for 2 days from now? Can we talk about this 2 days from now? Because I really want to have a happy birthday. I really want to have a happy Christmas. So that's really the best way to do it, is just be mindful of it. I think it was this year, because my birthday's in January, it's time to do taxes.
Yeah.
And my husband, it was the day before my birthday, and he's like, hey, let's discuss, I want to talk about the taxes. And it wasn't a big deal, but it was like, I was starting to prepare my birthday altar and get into my birthday.
Dude,
I don't want to talk about taxes.
Birthday time. No.
But being the kind of partner I am, I think, okay, my husband let's do it together. But I finally realized, it wasn't finally, it was pretty quick. Like, hey, it's my birthday. My birthday's coming tomorrow. Let's talk about taxes in 3 days. So we did. Yeah. It wasn't a big deal, but I had to be aware that something was being proposed that was less than sacred, that was going to bring my energy into a mundane level when I was already starting to feel my energy shift into the birthday spirit mode.
Yes. Because you talk about not letting your partner bring you down.
Yeah, that's one way our birthday can be sabotaged.
If you have a Debbie Downer partner, did you just make plans separate or what?
Well, it's tricky. It's tricky. One of the things, when I say, the birthday blues is chapter 2 of my book, and then it's 9 ways we or others can sabotage our birthday joy. Yes. And there are partners that can sabotage our birthday joy. I heard from a woman who, her birthday, all she wanted every year was for her husband to bring her a cake. That's all she asked for, and he wouldn't do it. And I was like, oh boy, there must be some resentments that your husband feels that he doesn't want to bring you a cake. There's some deeper issues in your marriage. And I actually think that when just get a cake. I finally told her, why don't you just
I was just thinking, get your own damn cake.
Yeah. Well, I finally suggested, well, why don't you and your children bake your own cake on your birthday as part of your birthday ritual? Instead of constantly being disappointed that your husband isn't giving you what you're asking for,
what you need.
Find your own joy. However, it did make me question the health of their relationship. Because if your partner doesn't want to give you what you want on your birthday, and it's as simple as a birthday cake, there are some deeper issues that need healing.
Big red flag.
Huge.
Yeah. I'm feeling a red flag, you guys. So if you're out there and this is happening, there's probably a lot more going on that has nothing to do with cake.
Yeah. Yep. It's some resentment that's buried and that's hardened, and resentment comes from hurt feelings, basically.
For sure. Yeah.
So let's go again, take a time out. Let's look at this, not on your birthday, but in the months leading up to it. If you want to try and start changing that dynamic and you're willing to do the work, it's not easy. It's not easy to start undigging from years and years of hurt feelings and resentment. Some people just stay together because it's easier, and that's okay. But then don't expect your partner to do for you what they're not going to do.
Yeah. So another big link from people I know and have talked to that causes birthdays not to be a great day, for them not to plan for it or not to want to participate, is because it's linked to a bad memory, a bad moment. I know people who their parent has died on their birthday. Or, there's reasons why their birthday, or maybe every birthday in their childhood was a shit show. Their birthday has become in their mind linked to not good, to a bad event. Yeah. Things never go well. So how do we get over that when it's literally linked to maybe another person or some memories?
Yeah, that's real. Yeah. A lot of our birthday pain stems from childhood. And so we're naturally sensitive as children. We know we're special on our birthday. We see it around us when it's other people's birthdays. Society tells us we're special. Spiritually, we know we're special. And yet if our parents don't treat it as special or are actively, destructive to us on our birthdays in whatever way, yelling or screaming or whatever, or dismissing and criticizing and humiliating, all that stuff can really make us shut down very quickly as children to say, okay, birthdays are not actually happy times, so I'm just going to ignore them. That happens. And if that's a story that resonates with any of your listeners, then I recommend that you go ahead and go back. And my workbook actually helps people dive into these stories. Like, what are the issues? Where are the pain points? So look deeper into what your childhood stories are, for starters, and allow yourself to heal enough to leave it behind and practice having a happier birthday moving forward. You get to do that. Just because something happened in your childhood that wasn't good doesn't get to rob you of your joy from this point forward. You're in charge of you. And I'm not saying it's easy to go back and heal the pain. And there's some modalities. I even mentioned it in my book. EMDR is my favorite mode of therapy. They use it for war veterans. It's awesome. It's awesome. It just really helps get the stuff out of your brain because trauma is triggered in our brain. Talk therapy is only good to a point. You got to get it out of here. So there's ways to do that. Now, in terms of your birthday, parent died on your birthday, I personally think that's a really sacred alignment. And I understand that death can be very
sure. You have to reframe it.
You have to reframe it. You have to reframe it like, wow, there's sacredness there. It doesn't mean that there isn't heartache too, but I always say a broken heart is an open heart. So maybe in tuning into your parent on your birthday, which I do anyway, both my parents have died, and I feel their spirit's very strong on my birthday. Birthdays are a spiritual portal. I feel their spirit's strong on my birthday and on their birthday. And so try and reframe, as you just said, the experience of like your deceased parent having died on your birthday. You know, people were born on 9/11. They don't like that for obvious reasons. That's okay. 9/11 happened. It's over. I can still have a happy birthday on 9/11. I know a woman whose dog, unfortunately, just died about 2 weeks ago on the dental, 4-year-old, and had her teeth cleaned, and she died. The woman was devastated. And you can imagine, right?
For sure.
Well, it was her birthday 2 days ago, and she canceled all her birthday plans because she wasn't in the mood to celebrate. And I understood that. And that's real. You know, things are going to happen where not this year, and that's okay. But I'm hoping that in terms of this woman, that next year she'll be willing, you know, back to her happy birthday time. Now, if her dog died on her birthday, that's always going to be a source of pain and heartache. And you just work with it anyway.
It's still reframable because you can start to like remember the beautiful memories.
Yeah.
And the same bond you had with, even if it's an animal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So more work to do, guys. We talk a lot about all the work we got to do on this podcast. The journey. And so this workbook. So she's got the book, you guys, and then the workbook that goes with it. And they're standalones, correct? Like you don't need to read the book to do the workbook. You should. I'll just say you should, you guys. But you don't, because the workbook can help you anyway.
Yeah.
And actually, while we're talking about this, because the very first thing she'll ask you to do if you're doing this workbook, you guys, let's first explore the fears, disappointments, and negative ideas most of us likely have around aging and our birthdays. By bringing them to our awareness, we can begin to transform those beliefs into something more positive. And the first question to answer is, why am I uncomfortable with my birthday? Because I'm going to guess you're not going to get this book and workbook if you're totally comfortable and have no problems with your birthday. Okay.
That's true. Although it can help people have happier birthdays, even if they already love their birthdays, because there's meaningful stuff in it that they might not have ever considered. But you are absolutely right. This book is a self-help book for people that need help celebrating their birthdays.
Yes. And you guys don't have to go back and try and think of some big, terrible thing. I started to just go back and think about my birthdays, like even remember about my childhood birthdays. And I honestly don't remember gifts. I'm not saying I didn't get gifts. I did, but they weren't what I remember. I can't be like, oh, I got that bike on my whatever. No. So for me, I was remembering cake. Okay. I might be unpacking some stuff with this birthday stuff, but because my mother would always make whatever cake we asked for. The frosting. And she was really into the Wilton cake decorating phase. So I had the Barbie standing up and I had the Cookie Monster with the long fur. You know, it was whatever we wanted. And so I connected that with the birthday cake. But also on the flip side of that sounds like a good memory to everyone. But I also have memories of my mother not liking how a cake would turn out and throwing it in the backyard.
Oh, no.
So listen, this cake thing. So I started thinking about this and I'm like, oh, this cake. All right. I might be actually real time right now, tomorrow, I'm thinking I might be starting to connect some of this sugar addiction to the damn cakes.
Yeah.
But, and all of these things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so there's something to unpack there for sure.
Yeah.
And that wasn't me even digging deep into like anything crazy. That was just me going, what do I remember from my childhood birthdays?
Yeah. Well, and also when I hear your mom throwing the cake, it suddenly is about her, not you, that she's not happy with her creation.
Yeah.
And it's not about her. It's what she was doing in service to you. And you were completely delighted with the cake, however way it turned out, right?
Correct. But maybe we didn't all like it enough. Maybe we didn't give her enough reinforcement, or she didn't like how it turned out. Oh. And so she emotionally, okay, it's getting thrown in the backyard. Like, there's the cake in the backyard now.
So I'm giving you something, but I'm taking it away now.
Yes. But I also have memories where I love that damn cake. So it's complicated.
So everyone from year to year, it's complicated. Yeah. That's the point.
Yeah.
And stuff happens. And when we're children, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal. And I'm not trying to turn tomorrow into my therapist right now, but I'm just saying this. Once you start diving in, and it's just this little prompt. What a small prompt in a workbook.
Yeah.
I do have good memories, but for me, it starts to go to those places.
Yeah.
Right? Like do I have to be a certain way and make sure everyone around me is happy on my birthday?
Yeah.
So then we got to get back to, my birthday's not for me to make everyone else comfortable and happy. It's for me to celebrate me. Like the quote from the beginning, it's about me connecting back with the decision I made and universe made and my team made to have this lifetime. And then you have to appreciate, I'm still in it. I'm still here.
Yeah, that's right.
I can still do this lifetime like I planned.
Yeah. And that's worth celebrating. That's exactly right. And I love what you said too just now about not pleasing others. You know, as children, we tune into the adults around us and what do we do to keep the peace and people pleasers. And, you know, birthdays can feel performative. Like we might not be happy on our birthday, especially as children. And people are singing to us and wanting us to be happy. I had that experience as a 5-year-old. I was upset. I think I got yelled at earlier in the day. And when they brought out the cake, I was still smarting from what happened earlier. And I wasn't in a mood to be happy. But everyone's like singing and smiling. And then there's a picture, literally a picture of my dad. You know, I'm not smiling. And he's trying to put a smile on my face.
Make you smile.
Yeah. Because you're supposed to be happy on your birthday. Well, it's like, folks, I'm not happy on my birthday. I'm not having a happy birthday right now as a 5-year-old. And can anybody acknowledge my feelings and like be tuned into me and support me with whatever frustrations I'm having right now? So no, that's not how I was raised. That's not how they tuned into me. But in retrospect, I can understand that was one of the seeds that was planted among many that set me up for disappointing birthdays later on, where I did my own self-sabotage later on. And as the years went on. I'm not going to say your worst birthday, but the one that really woke you up to like, I got to take control of my own birthdays. Was that your 18th, would you say? That was my 18th. Yeah. That was when I write about that very immediately in the book. I baby of the family, 4 kids, first year away at college. My only plans I didn't have birthday plans that day for a milestone birthday of 18, except to wake up and take the phone calls from my family, which I thought would come in the morning. And I'm waiting for the phone to ring. And, you know, and I'm running back from class, running back from, you know, breakfast, lunch, dinner. Yep. This is way before cell phones. The calls never came. My entire family forgot my birthday, which was devastating to me. That's all I was planning for. And unfortunately, it reinforced these ideas that I wasn't lovable. I wasn't memorable. I wasn't important. I mean, whatever these low self-esteem ideas I had were certainly reinforced when my entire family forgot my 18th birthday. And that was devastating for me. That was devastating. I'm actually glad it happened in retrospect, right? Because it provided fuel for the flame that became my self-help book, right? And my own inner work. 2 years later, though, I turned 20, another milestone birthday. It was my junior year abroad. I was living in France. And that day I woke up, I still didn't have plans, but I was far from home. There was no one around. And I realized, today's my day. What do I want to do? I took the day off class. I walked through town with a smile on my face. I bought myself a birthday gift for the first time in my life, a fancy bottle of French perfume I could not afford, but I bought it anyway. Yeah. Had friends over later for cake. I had the best birthday of my life up until that point because I took charge of my day. And that's when I realized I get it. We're not supposed to sit passively waiting for others to celebrate us. We're supposed to take charge of our day, do what we want, and find our own joy. Yes. I love that. Okay. Yeah, we got to take control of it. All right. So let's talk about what we need to be doing on our birthday. We need to start, you just already have talked, we need to start planning ahead. This isn't something we do worry about the night before. No. Plan ahead a bit. And that doesn't mean planning way ahead because you're going to throw a party with 100 people. Exactly. No, you could plan ahead to be alone that day, but just plan ahead, right? Even if we're planning on a spa day, we got to plan ahead. Yeah. Even if we're going to sit home alone, we got to plan for snacks. Like, no, there's still planning at hand, right? Exactly. No matter how small or big it is. Okay. So what other tips do you have for the preparation and what we do on our birthday? So one of the things that I love doing, and I've been really tuning into this the past several years, is on birthday eve. Birthday eve is a thing, by the way. Just like Christmas Eve is a thing. Think of Christmas Eve, right? The anticipation of Christmas Eve, birthday Eve. The birthday spirit arrives in all her full glory on birthday eve. And one way you can help welcome the birthday spirit is to decorate your home for your birthday. Put up a happy birthday banner, find a mantle or a space in your home to create a birthday altar where you put a picture of yourself from childhood, a photo of people that you love, or mementos that represent what matters to you, flowers, crystals, candles. Create a birthday altar in honor of you with that happy birthday banner, and it is like turning a light switch on to the birthday spirit. It's amazing what that can do to raise the energy. to welcome this visitor.
Kind of manifesting a better day.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
And you're ritualizing it, right? And I mean, for me, I turn down the lights, I put up the music, I light the candles. It is fun. I love my birthday eve. It's like a freebie. I'm not going out with friends. I'm just welcoming the birthday spirit in just the way that, just prepping, just like Christmas Eve can be special.
Yes.
Right? Same thing. And then on the morning of my birthday, and I recommend this in the book if you are so inclined, and it sounds like your listeners probably are if they're listening to you, is to have a spiritual moment with myself. I want to start the day connecting with my spirit. Again, this is the day my spirit took physical form. So let me get spiritual with myself. And I go in front of my birthday altar. I offer gratitude to God. I offer gratitude to my higher self, often one and the same thing. I offer gratitude to myself as a human being for being who I am and being willing to live the life I'm living, right? Let me appreciate myself, right? Let me in gratitude, but with humility, like, wow, I'm lucky I get to be me and how wonderful is this, right? Let me offer the gratitude for that. And so having some moments to tune in helps me get grounded so that as the festivities unfold, I'm present. Because I've noticed that the years that I didn't ground spiritually and have a quiet moment with myself to nurture and feed my spirit, and the day took off, I was like, it's as if I missed the bus. Like, wait, where am I? I can't quite catch up. Where did I go? I wasn't fully present because I didn't connect with my spirit. It's not an external day. It's a spiritual day that has external elements, but let's start internally, start the day. And that might be yoga for people. That might be the morning walk. It might be coffee in the garden with the hummingbirds. Find your thing that helps you center. Whatever it is, it's for you to decide. But ask yourself, what would that be? And then go do that. Maybe it's a warm bath in the morning, right? Start your day.
Okay. Yep. But kick it off.
Start your day with that and then go do your thing. Whatever it is that you've planned. Is it the spa day? A new restaurant opens up, fancy dinner. You're looking forward to it. Going to a museum, hanging out with lunch with your friends, watching reruns of I Love Lucy because that's all you want to do with the popcorn and the grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah.
I mean, whatever, right? Whatever you want to do.
And because some of us, our birthdays this year may fall on a random Wednesday. It's hard to get all your friends together to go out that night if you'd love to go out to dinner and do those type of things. So sometimes we push those to the weekend, but still on our birthday is sacred and energetic. So don't, just because you have plans or someone's having a party for you or whatever on Saturday, because that's when it's convenient for the world. If your birthday's Wednesday, you're saying we still need to honor Wednesday.
100%. I'm so glad you said that, Jen. 100%. That is the magic day. That is the day of pure alignment. Yes. That's the day the sun shines through Stonehenge. Yeah. No. Not only don't put it off. That is the day. That is the day. It's not the party on Saturday, 3 days in advance.
It's like a bonus fun day.
Yeah.
Still focus on the actual day when everything's aligned for you.
That's right. So I'm turning 60. And I decided, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I decided I'm going to India. So my husband and I are going to India.
Nice.
I'll be in New Delhi on my 60th birthday. I have no idea what I'm going to do yet, but I know where I'm going to stay and I'll figure it out. But 3 days ahead of time, when I'm in New York City, I'm having a birthday party, right? With my friends and my family who's in town. Yes. That birthday party I'm really looking forward to. But I am under no illusion that birthday party is actually happening on January 9th because it's not. It is the party to celebrate me in advance of my actual day. And when my day comes, I will feel the energy very differently than I will on January 3rd or whenever that party is going to be for me. So I just want to acknowledge, have the parties and ideally leading up to your birthday.
Yeah.
Right. But then when the day comes, the wave has shown up. The day is there. The spirit is there. The alignment is there. It is a power day. It is a spiritual day. And it is a portal to the magic and the love that's in the universe for you.
And if someone's out there right now deciding, I don't even know what I want to do. What should I do on my birthday? Do we just start thinking about what feels good in our body? Like when we do something like, is it nature? Okay. I know I like to be out in nature. I'm going to do that day. I mean, listen, if you like to binge watch your favorite show with some snacks for a while, then that's what you do, right? Yeah. There's really no right or wrong to this. It's what's going to feed your energy.
That's right. What be uplifting to your soul.
I think it's hard for midlife women to figure that out because we spent so long caring for others and the world around us that to rein it in and be like, what do I want on my birthday? That's a hard question.
I'm so glad you brought that up because so many of us are nurturers, caregivers, and people pleasers. Yeah. That we think about others first. And so the birthday gives us an opportunity to put up those boundaries and say, okay, what about me? And we often don't know the answer. And that's
No.
part of the process of celebrating your birthday, is asking yourself, what do I want to do to please me? That's a big question. And if you can answer it just one day a year on your birthday, I hope that maybe on some other days in the year, you can answer it as well. And,
Yeah, you can start doing for yourself
practice
more often.
Yeah. In the workbook, there is a chapter about idea generators, about what to do for your birthday.
Yeah.
List the 3 favorite people whose sense of humor you love that you don't really see that often, right?
Right. Who do you like to be around?
Yeah. There's a lot of people we love that we actually don't spend time with. We have some of the favorite, we all have favorite people. Oh, I love Deb, but I don't really hang out with Deb. Why? I love her. Why don't you go have lunch with her on your birthday?
Yeah. Because sometimes we feel obligated to spend those days with certain family members and people that are expecting us to spend the day with them. But so you're saying we need to stop and make a list of who do I want to spend the day with?
Exactly.
Maybe I leave Saturday for those other people, but on my birthday, I'm calling Deb.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. We have to make it not in a self-centered, narcissistic way, but we need to get back to making our birthdays about ourselves.
That's right.
And connection.
Yeah. And self-centered and narcissism, those are really powerful words of real negative connotations, especially narcissism. Right. And these are words we use as women typically to talk ourselves out of empowering ourselves in our life to do what we want.
Yeah. Because
without apology.
Unapologetically, for sure. Yeah.
And so, I learned a long time ago that being centered in myself was actually a good thing. Because if I wasn't centered in myself, where was I centering myself? In my codependent relationship over there? In my codependent relationship over there? That wasn't helping, because then I was wanting them to be codependent to me and meet my needs. It started to get complicated. So I learned a long time ago, Tamar, you've got to center in yourself, make your own choices for yourself, take responsibility for yourself. And that way, no one's responsible for me. I'm not putting a chip on them that they've got to be responsible for me, and then vice versa. So self-centered is actually a good state of being in my book.
That's good. We've got to reframe that whole thing too, you guys.
That's right.
Yeah. It's okay to worry about ourselves and what we want.
I think it's essential
on our birthday.
It's essential. Yeah. It's not just okay. It is essential.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing you say is we're going to focus on all these things for our birthday, but the tools we're gaining from how we handle our birthday, we can bring into every other day and actually be happy, the rest of the year.
Yeah, which is a tall order. It's a tall order. It's funny. Yeah. When, there is a spirit to the season. I remember when I was a kid, I'm Jewish. I was raised Jewish, but I would go over to my best friend's house and celebrate Christmas at her house. And I loved it. It was great. And I loved the Christmas spirit. At school, you'd make the snowman and sing the Christmas carols and whatever.
Yeah.
There was a spirit to the season. And I remember as a kid thinking, why can't it be the Christmas season all year long? It's because there's a spirit to the season. It comes and it goes, right? There's a Christmas spirit. There's a birthday spirit. And so this idea of yes, let's be happy for the rest of the year. Amen. Let's do it. But I want to acknowledge there is a birthday spirit. There is a spirit to the season that comes. So don't put pressure on yourself to feel that kind of radiant joy you might start to feel on your birthday during other days of the year. It is the joy and the radiance that you feel on your birthday and the empowerment that you feel is a signal of what you can experience for the rest of the year. But don't put pressure on yourself. Why aren't I feeling this radiant, 3 months later? It's it's not my birthday. I'm going to do my best to be happy. I'm going to do my best to create my own radiance every day of the year. But I sometimes feel let's just let the birthday be what it is. It's this one day a year we get to have. It's like the get out of jail free card, and we all get one day a year. It's an equal opportunity provider, one 24-hour period. I don't get 27 hours and you get 22. We all get one equal period of time. We all get the same. And so
I like that you said that, because I think even you hear a lot of people say, live every day like it's your last. I feel like that's too much pressure. I can't do that.
It is.
That's to me, that's a little bit of a silly saying. If I tried to live every day like it's my last one, I'd be freaking exhausted and not happy at all. I think that is not the key to it. And it sounds like you're saying the same thing about your birthday.
Yeah.
You have to live every day like it's your birthday. No, that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
But we can love that spirit, like you said, the day before, the day after, all of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what makes it special. You don't appreciate good without bad. You don't appreciate a birthday until it's not your birthday. I mean, it's your birthday is just one day a year. Let's honor it. Let's exalt it. Let's make it special. Let's inhabit it. And then let's let it go. Right? I mean, actually, if I believe that if you celebrate your birthday well, I mean, for me, when I celebrate my birthday to the fullest, I'm actually glad when the day is over. Ooh, Like surfing. Like, boy, that was a big wave I surfed. I'm glad
I had
I'm
a
back
great
on
time.
shore.
It was a lot. Or
It was a
after you
lot.
come back from a great vacation. It was a beautiful vacation.
Yeah.
But man, am I glad to be home and chill.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, all right, we're starting our birthday with this beautiful ritual. And then we're doing whatever we had planned that we want to do all day. And then are we closing out? How are we ending our day? Is there a special way to end it?
Everyone's different. And my whole point is do what you want that makes you happy.
Yeah.
I personally really like going out to dinner or having friends over for dinner.
Okay.
Because I want to have something to look forward to. And for me, a meal is what I look forward to. It's not like I want to go to the movies or a concert, but some people do. And so, and then I want cake. I'm always looking forward to my cake. And I'm looking forward to the candles and the ritual of that moment where I make my birthday wish and the attention's on me. A lot of people don't like being the center of attention and they feel pressure and unhappy and they feel they need to be performed. Great. Then you know that about yourself. Say, hey, everybody, I do want cake and I'd actually like to blow out the candles, but can we do it with silence? Right? Or can we play my favorite song while you're doing that? Right?
Just
so that I don't have to have you singing at me, looking at me. I actually get emotional when people sing happy birthday to me. If I'm at a restaurant, this has happened the past couple of years, just having breakfast with my sister and then the waiters come out and give me like a croissant with a candle on it.
Yeah.
I start crying when they're singing to me. There's all these strangers singing to me. They don't know me. They do this all the time. But in that moment, I believe they're giving me love. And that's how I receive it. And I'm receiving love and good energy from these strangers. And it is touching me so deeply because I'm open to receiving it. Yeah. And those tears are healing tears. And they're tears that represent self-love and not even just self-love, but love. Receiving love from others is a poignant thing to do. It's hard to do, actually. And our birthday gives us an opportunity to be open to that. Yeah. So do whatever you want in the evening, but
if you're not into cakes at all in the singing and all that, then that's not planned into your evening. Then don't do that.
Right. But do what you want to do. And I think it is important to have something to look forward to in the night. Because if your big thing is, a luncheon with girlfriends, great. But what are you doing tonight? Maybe it's an evening walk. Maybe it's a campfire. Maybe you've lit the fire in the backyard versus some marshmallows.
To end your day with.
Yeah, something special. I think we need to do something special. That's what I believe. I just think it's something to look forward to make the day as long as possible.
And another thing I start doing now with this whole spiritual journey thing, and I think a lot of my listeners would love doing this. I love to schedule a reading somewhere around my birthday.
Yes.
Whether it's astrology or just some kind of really cool reading to connect myself and ground myself for the year ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
recommend that in the book, actually, and the days leading up to your birthday. Yeah.
Yeah. And the days leading up, just because, like you said, it is a good time to reevaluate. Yeah. Where am I in my life? Am I where I want to be? Am I not? Yeah. What needs to change? What should I keep the same?
And to think only so what can I do in the coming year to be more in alignment with the life I want to live? Yeah. I'm not talking the 5-year or the 10-year plan. We're just talking about a 1-year plan. And we know a year goes quickly.
Year, like, where do I want to be next birthday?
Yeah. And what can I do to help make that happen? Where am I in control of that happening? And that's where I think the birthday wish that we craft is part of that affirmation of what I can do. The wish isn't just, I'm wishing for world peace. I'm not in control of that, but I can wish for more serenity within me. I am in control of that.
Okay. So talk about this, because we should make a wish on our birthday. We have kids, close your eyes, make a wish. Don't tell anybody. It won't come true. Blow it out. So you're saying it's important to make a wish.
Yeah. It's our gift from the universe. We're so in alignment spiritually we're so spiritually in alignment on our birthday that the wish is really the desire that we want to manifest in the coming year. And when it's personal, we keep it private so that we can be as personal as we want to be and not sanitize it or make it palatable for those around us so that we sound noble or selfless. Go for it. What do you want to manifest in the coming year? Own it in real time. If I want to be, I'm an artist and I often don't find time to be creative. And sometimes my birthday wish is for more creativity. And so, and it's important to not, when you're saying affirmations, you say them in the current tense, thank you for the creativity that I am experiencing and manifesting in this coming year versus I will be creative this year. Because when you say I will be, it's always out in the future. I will be. I will be. Well, when is will ever come? It's always tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. It's always in the present moment. So there's, I talk about that in the book, but this idea of what is under my control. So now creativity for me is a partnership with my higher self and my inspiration. I can't control what inspires me, but I can control what I do with it. And so if I'm wishing for a more creative year ahead, what I'm petitioning the universe for is more inspiration so that I can be inspired to create more. But that choice to be creative at that point is under my control. So that's the kind of thing where, you're wishing to meet somebody. Yeah. It's not that you're wishing for your soulmate to show up. You're wishing for a more abundant social life where you are in a position to meet somebody who could be your soulmate. Because you're not going to meet your it's rare that you meet your soulmate just sitting at home on your couch watching reruns, right? There's got to be some effort put out there and good timing, right place, right time, right person.
So we should be as specific as possible.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not just, I would like to find the love of my life this year.
If I wanted to find the love of my life this year, and believe me, that has been my birthday wish. I've since learned and I always, thank you, universe. Thank you, God, whatever, for bringing this to me. But thank you for putting me in a position. Thank you for putting me in a place where I can meet my soulmate and be open to them, right? It's one thing to meet somebody, but is it the right person, right? Are you open to them?
And are you ready for it? Yep.
Thank you for bringing new friends into my life so that I could possibly meet my soulmate. And that's actually my story. It was new friends that ended up introducing me to my husband. But and I didn't actively know to wish that then. But in hindsight, I'm now understanding, let's be really specific about what we can do so that when I meet somebody new at work and they invite me over to their barbecue, I say yes, right? That's me answering my birthday wish. Yes. An opportunity came and I said yes to it versus no, I'm going to stay home and watch reruns, right? So now, having said that, even though I'm really clear about when it comes to manifesting, be very specific about what you actually want and what you can do to help make it happen. And I think that's essential. If I want to be healthier, my body doesn't just get healthy on its own. There are actions I have to take to make it healthier, right? And that's under my control. So it's a co-creation. At the same time, if it's too much for you to figure that out, just say, God, you know what I need. Here's my birthday wish. You can bring it, right? I also think that it is just help me out with this. I'm not as articulate right now with exactly how to just, what my heart wants. And this is my birthday wish, and articulate from what your heart wants. You don't have to be a perfectionist with your birthday wish. And I don't want to imply that, but I'm just giving some tips and suggestions when it comes to the birthday wish, because I think it is a magical part of our birthday.
But it is true because you're saying, if our energetics are so beautifully aligned on this one day, it makes sense that this is the day to put what we're manifesting out in the world in a real way. And I feel like it's a great day. We had said get readings, but I feel like it's a great day even to, if you're a meditator or whatever, a really special, deeper meditation.
Yeah.
Right? Because things are just open and moving and you're high vibes and see what comes through.
Yes.
And that could be part of your morning ritual, evening ritual before you go to bed. Just stick it in there somewhere.
Exactly.
On the day of.
Yeah.
And then the day after our birthday, you've talked about integrating this whole thing.
Yeah. So, your birthday is sort of like shaking up a snow globe, a lot of energy. And then the day after, we want the snow globe to settle. So try not to schedule big stuff the day after your birthday, like a really important doctor's appointment or a presentation that you're in control of scheduling, from work, because you're going to be thinking about it on your birthday.
Oh, you're going to worry the whole day before.
You are.
Yeah.
So give yourself the landing of the day after your birthday so that you can be relaxed. You can appreciate what happened the day before. You can let the glitter settle, and the birthday spirit still hangs out the day after your birthday. And I've noticed that come the evening time, birthday spirit starts to fade away. Shows up the evening before, hangs out, and then leaves the evening after. That's what I've noticed year after year. It's very notable for me.
Yeah. And this is what I think some women are scared of, judgment. But I would have back in the day maybe judged someone harshly that was too excited about their damn birthday. I'd have been like, calm yourself down. Stop it. Why are you making such a big deal about yourself and your birthday? You know what I mean? I would have been that person with someone. Now, no, you should totally embrace your birthday and get into that. But I think that's part of that fear. We think others are going to judge us for being too into our birthday then.
Yeah.
So we go opposite and we go, it's not a big deal. Don't worry about my birthday, you guys. It's fine. I don't care. You don't care. We don't care.
Yeah. I'm so glad you said that. There's a couple things you said that were really meaningful to me. When I heard you be judgmental of somebody who was too into their birthday, what I heard actually was some envy. I heard some envy, right? Because you weren't allowing yourself to have the same thing.
No.
But you get to have the same thing. And so when you get to have the same thing, you're happy for other people when they get to have it too. It's like dancing in the center of the dance floor, in the disco, you'd go into the center and everybody would cheer you on and you do your moves. And then you step back into the circle and then it's their turn. everybody's cheering for you because they know they get their turn in the center of the dance floor, assuming you like doing that kind of thing. But like, we all get the day to put ourselves in the center of our life and celebrate ourselves with joy.
Yeah.
And so but when we do it for ourselves, we're happy for others. When we don't allow ourselves to do it, we feel envious. We might feel resentful.
Yeah.
We want to be judgmental. That's a self-reflecting moment. That kind of judgment reflects on you.
That's what I'm saying. Now that I know these things, but I would have done that. But now I'm thinking, okay, but whenever I start to judge other people, now I know to stop and go, no, I should probably look in the mirror because something's going on with me here.
Something's not happy.
They're having a blast on their birthday. Like, what problem could I possibly have with that? Like, that sounds ridiculous.
That's a great question. And also the thing about judgment, and I learned something a long time ago, thank goodness. I was a judgy person, like, even just like, oh, what is she wearing? And look at those heels and blah, 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 whatever my petty judgments were. And guess who was vulnerable and insecure, thinking others were judging her? Me.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
And when I decided, it wasn't even a decision. It was like, it was just boring. I was done judging people. Guess who became impervious to feeling judged by others? I like, nobody's judging me. I'm not judging them. They're not judging. They might be judging me up and down, but I'm not opening that door. Yeah, it's a doorway you open. As soon as you judge others, the door's open for the judgments to come back at you and make you insecure. But if you shut that door and say, I'm done judging others, live your life, and isn't the diversity of how we show up with heels and all interesting, right? Then all of a sudden I'm doing my life and I'm impervious to feeling insecure. The other thing about getting older is that I care less what people think about me. I care.
Absolutely.
Obviously, I care to a point, but this whole idea of like, oh, what do they think of me? I've outgrown that so much, which is one of the gifts of getting older. There's less time ahead. I don't have patience for bullshit. Excuse my French.
No, you really don't. We just don't. We don't. Yeah. And I think that's a little bit of our age groupings too, because we weren't raised for this, you guys. I'm just going to say it. Gen X, all these, we were not raised, our generation, to do all these things, to feel all these feelings, to care about ourselves, we weren't given these tools.
It's so true. We
weren't. We've got to get the tools ourselves now. We are responsible to handle it, you guys. We can't just use it as an excuse this whole time. But we can give a little grace because we really, even birthdays. I mean, birthdays are a big deal now. The generations having children now, I'm seeing big celebrations, right? About our own birthdays where we weren't really doing a lot of that. Yeah.
No, I mean, I had a friend who's a production designer. When his son turned 1, it was the pony and the cowboy set, all of that. And I'm like, the best birthday of his life, he's never going to remember, but it was for the parents, right? It was for the parents. Yes. And that's another thing I write about. One of the ways we sabotage our birthdays, we have childhood expectations because some of our parents did do everything for us.
Did do the big things. And then if it's not happening anymore, it's like, what am I doing wrong?
Or it's just the realm of childhood. Birthdays are just for kids, not for me. And because our parents didn't train us how to celebrate ourselves once we left the house and became adults. So there's that too. And birthdays are complicated. They can be quite complicated. And that's why I felt the need to write a self-help book, because the more I investigated and thought about it and talked to people, I realized there is a birthday spectrum that all of us are on, whether we are birthday positive or birthday avoidant. And we're all somewhere on that spectrum. I believe you could draw a line right down the middle. Half of us are on one side, half of us are on the other.
Okay.
And so I just feel like it is a missed opportunity for self-alignment. And I'm not even going to say self-love. I'm going to say self-like. I was talking with someone on a podcast recently about how can we love ourselves? And loving ourselves is a big thing. It's not easy to achieve. Maybe you have moments of affinity with yourself, but can we like ourselves? Can we say, I actually like spending time with me. I get my own jokes. I like what I eat. Like I enjoy my pastimes. Like, can I find an inner friend that hangs out with me? That's what I think we're striving for. Self-love, nice if you can get there, but that's a goal that is so lofty that it's like so many of us can't even get close that we just feel like I'm stuck.
We could just start liking ourselves and be like our own little best friend. Yeah. I crack myself up alone pretty often.
Of course you do, because you've got a great sense of humor and you get your jokes.
Sometimes I'm like, wow, sometimes I'll even do like weird little videos or fun things that the whole world never sees. Okay, frankly, it's just for myself. Every once in a while I'll share them. Yeah. But is really important. And that's one thing I think that some of the younger generations are missing, learning to be alone.
Yes.
And enjoying it. We had to go out and figure out how to fill our time. Our parents were not planning play dates or anything else for us.
That's
we had
right.
to figure that out.
That's right.
And now I think sometimes we plan children's lives so elaborately and they don't get to feel sad and they don't get to feel, all these things because we don't want them to, because we felt it and we don't want them to feel it now.
Right.
So we kind of overdo it and we might be setting them up to not be able to be alone.
Yeah. Yeah. Or handle disappointment or handle rejection.
Or handle like, what do I do today? I'm alone.
Right.
No one's planning anything for me.
Right.
On my birthday?
That's absolutely right.
No,
that's absolutely
we'll
right.
plan it ourselves. Yeah.
Also, I think with social media, we're so busy seeking approval from others or comparing our life to others and falling short that's not helping us either, especially not the younger generations.
Because we're seeing people posting all these amazing things they did for their birthday or that their friends did for them. Guys, that was all a setup. Don't believe any of that business. That does not mean that person on social media was any happier than I am alone on my birthday.
That's right.
Right? Doing whatever I wanted to do.
That's right.
Yeah, we got to not fall into this social media thing. Let's make us miserable. Anyway, okay. So if they want to find all your information tomorrow, I'm going to put it in the show notes. You guys all know that to link up. But if you're thinking, do I need to read a book about birthdays? It seems like, yeah, you do, you guys. When you first look at it, the book, you're like, I don't know, is this a book I need to read or not? You guys do need to read it because like you heard me, it starts getting you dive into other things. When you start energetically putting more love into your birthday, I think it does ripple out a little bit into the rest of your life, even though we're not going to spend every day like it's our birthday. No, we're not. But we could let some of this happiness and these vibes creep out into the rest of the year. And the workbook does help you start to dive into some of these feelings you might have about your birthday. Because I think it's pretty, I feel like you said, you're saying half and half, like and hate our birthday. I think there's a huge amount of us in this age group who really don't know how to handle our birthdays, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We just don't.
Yeah. And I feel sad about that. I think a lot of us as we get older, as we fear aging, it's because there's a part of us that's still unfulfilled with the life we're living. I think that we've been caretakers. We've lost ourselves. Maybe now we're empty nesters. And now what? Where's our purpose? A birthday gives you a really powerful platform to ask those questions and say, what can I do to have a more fulfilling life this coming year? And as women, let's not squander the time we have left and being hypnotized into this idea that our lives are ending because we're getting older and we're being useless and over the hill and shame about getting like whatever it is we tell ourselves, it's not helping us. Let's turn that on its head and say enough. Who am I? Who do I want to be? Let me celebrate that and let me figure it out. And if the answers aren't coming, that's okay. It's like untangling a ball of yarn. It seems impossible at first, but bit by bit, you start to pull stuff apart and then you have a clear thread of clarity about, I get what I want to do moving forward. And this birthday helped me start thinking about those deeper questions for the first time in my life, maybe.
Yeah. No. Okay, you guys. So you're going to need to read this book because you're going to have to learn how to be have an amazing birthday. We have to.
Yeah.
Right.
Fulfilling birthday, meaningful birthday.
Yes. And that's going to look different for every single one of us. And that's okay. Do not go by what your friend, neighbor, relative is doing for their birthday. You need to sit down and start writing down, what do I like to do? Just start with that. What do I like to do?
Yeah.
And who do I like to do it with? Yeah. And that's who I should be with on that day. And if it's not your core family group, that's all right. Right. Like you've heard people say, we can't pick our relatives sometimes, but we can pick who we spend our birthday with. We're going to push those guys off to the weekend, you guys.
That's right.
We're going to do something really cool on our birthday with people that really bring us joy and that we hear our vibes raising. We got to raise the vibes on our birthday. And then we're going to manifest and we're going to meditate and we're going to just put amazing things out into the world.
Yes.
On the birthday.
Yes. Amen.
And it's a joy to have a birthday, you guys.
Yes. And a privilege.
It's a privilege because we chose to have this crazy, stupid human life. So let's do it, right? Yeah. Let's use every year that we're given.
Yeah.
And once a year, celebrate that we got another one.
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. All right. Well, everything's in the show notes.
Yeah. And if anyone
readings or no?
Do I do astrology readings? Oh yeah. I'm actually doing one right after this podcast. Yeah. I do astrology readings. So people, if anyone's interested in having a reading, they can reach out to me. You can contact me and learn all about my book, hear other podcasts and all of that at howtohaveahappybirthday.com.
Yes.
So howtohaveahappybirthday.com. And also I am hanging up my shingle as a birthday coach. So what I'm proposing are two sessions. So an hour about a month before your birthday. You fill out a questionnaire, and then we'll dive into your birthday issues, your birthday stuff, and your birthday planning, right? What sounds fun? What do you want to do? And then I want to get on the Zoom or the call with you a week after your birthday. What worked? What didn't? What are you taking into the next?
Okay, to help with that integration process.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So that you can avail yourself of that through my website.
So if they're interested in that or astrology readings and all the rest of it, they can just use that contact page.
Yeah. howtohaveahappybirthday.com.
You don't have like a link online to schedule like an astrology reading or whatever at this point, do you?
I don't actually. Okay. I have a personal website also with astrology on it. So that's tamar.com, TAMAR.com. And that's got my artwork and my blogs and my astrology and my design. That's like a whole nother thing. But yeah, you can find me. Yeah.
You got a lot going on. I love it.
It's a fun life.
Like we say on the show, you're finishing this life strong. You're not.
I am. And you know what, Jen, God bless you for saying that. But you know what? I actually, I believe we have a lot of lifetimes. And I know in the deepest part of my soul, I have not had fulfilling past lives. I've had difficult past lives. I didn't have agency. As a woman, many of us didn't in past lives, historically speaking.
Agree.
And that this is really the first incarnation as a woman. I can have my agency, my power, especially in this country at this time, right?
Yes.
And so there is a hunger and an intensity about my life to fulfill my potential that I was born with, because finally in this incarnation, I can actually do it.
Don't waste it. Don't waste this timeline we're on right now.
No. And I feel like I was dealt a really good hand of cards. Yeah. You got to play your cards. It's not good having a good cards if you don't play them. You got to play them. You got to lay them down. Yeah. 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 So that's what I'm doing.
And we're never too old to do that.
Never.
So,
never.
No, never.
Never.
No. It doesn't matter how old you are listening right now. Play the cards. We got to play the cards.
That's right.
Yeah. And finish this whole thing strong. And tomorrow's a really good example of that today, you guys. So thank you for being with us. This has been lovely. Feel free to come back and tell us any of these new things you're doing, putting out more of these shingles for everybody.
Thank you.
More services, right? Yeah, as you feel called to them. This is going to be amazing. I have a really good feeling about it for you. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you so guys. Check out the show notes. And this has been really good. And everybody, whether your birthday is next week or we just missed it, it's a year from now. Everybody, I just want to have a happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. For real. Like, happy birthday, everybody. Let's do it right this year. 2025, 2026, moving forward. We're going to celebrate differently just because of Tamar.
Yay! And because of you, right? Because of you, Jen. And then because of you, your listeners. You're in charge.
Yeah, we're raising vibes on this timeline, and we're all just going to have an amazing year, right? All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
I appreciate
Jen.
it.
Listen, I know your time is valuable. And right now, I'm feeling super grateful and totally humbled that you chose to hang out with me today. If this podcast resonates with you, could you do me a solid and hit that subscribe or follow button? That's going to help you out because you're never going to miss an episode. And it helps me out because you're never going to miss an episode. And if you have like 30 seconds more, could you leave a 5-star rating and maybe leave a kick-ass review? Thank you so much. And I can't wait to continue our journey on the next episode. Oh, and I can't forget the fine print. The legal jargon. This podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes. We're just two friends on this journey together, and this podcast is not intended as a substitute for the advice of a physician, professional coach, psychotherapist, or any other qualified professional. You get it. See you next time.